You're dangerous.
Hey guys, welcome to my video on the new Farfetched heroes. I'll talk about my initial impressions of them, their stats and their skills. And I'll start with Mia. So Mia is an infantry sword user. She has nice attack, great speed, and decent defense and resistance. Her weapon is Resolute Blade, which is a legendary version of Wudao. Gives her plus 3 attack, and like Wudao, it adds 10 damage when her special triggers. Her special is Luna. Her A skill is Flashing Blade, which is a speed version of Ike's Heavy Blade. This allows her to accelerate her special if her speed is greater than her opponent's. And her B skill is Vantage. Similar to other heroes of her class, Mi is based mostly around triggering her special to deal a big chunk of damage. In this kind of builds, you usually want Moonbow, as it triggers quickly, but Mia's Flashing Blade allows her to use other specials without losing damage. Still, her defensive stats are not good enough to use Iceberg or Bonfire, so sticking to Luna is probably the best option. Also, the soon-to-be buffed healing specials, Soul and Noontime, could be interesting to try with this build, as she has high enough attack to survive even without a damaging special, and they could make her into a pseudo-tank against melee units. Still, I think Luna will be the go-to special for her build, or maybe either if you want to use her on longer battles, like Tempest Trial. For her B skill, maybe something like Wrath could be interesting, but I think Vantage is good enough to use if you don't have a spare Nephany. For seals, you could use Phantom Speed, or Speed, Attack, or maybe Quicken Pulse. They all sound nice for Mia. I think Speed will be the preferred choice, unless you need to compensate for a minus attack nature with an attack seal. Our second unit is Lute. She is an infantry blowtorch user with very similar stats to Mei. She has great attack and resistance, nice speed, and very low defense. Her legendary weapon and her C skill take advantage of her high resistance, being the speed ploy effect and the resistance ploy skill. Her assist skill is Rally Attack Resistance, which can be kept for extra arena score, but could be better as drawback or reposition for mobility, or Reciprocate if playing a Desperation build. Her A skill is HP Resistance, which is not really good at all. I think a nice build for Lute would be as an anti-mage bruiser and debuffer. She can make really good use of Fury, getting extra survivability and damage, while giving her more resistance to apply her ploy effects. Vantage could be a nice B skill in this case, getting some extra power in longer fights, and taking advantage of Fury's drawback. For a seal, attack ploy, distant defense, resistance, attack, and quicken pulse are all good options. Maybe deflect magic if you really need help surviving Reinhardt's. You could also build Lute as a more glass cannon hero, taking advantage of her high attack and speed. You can use Life and Death plus Desperation to just obliterate red enemies, and Reciprocate to get in Desperation range. Rush Assault could be an interesting seal for this build, allowing Lute to double even enemies like Arya with high speed. Swordbreaker can also be a nice B skill if you only want to focus on killing red units. Our third hero is Dorcas. He's an infantry axe user. He has great attack, low speed and resistance, and nice defense. His legendary weapon has built-in distant counter, allowing Dorcas to act as a pseudo Hector. His special is Draconic Aura, which is not great, and his skill is Fierce Stance, which is the attack version of the Black Knight's Stay Stance, granting Dorcas plus 6 attack when attacked. His B skill is Quick Riposte. It synergizes great with his distant counter weapon and helps compensate for his low speed. And his C skill is Infantry Balls, which is just great. I think the best you can do for Dorcas is get a more defensive A skill and just use him to tank. Distant defense can be really good, or Triangle Adept if you want to just counter blue units. Maybe get a better special like Bonfire or Ignis to take advantage of infantry balls, and Dorcas' nice defense. Distant defense can be really strong as a seal, or deflect magic if you really need help surviving Reinhardt's. I think Dorcas is a really strong unit, maybe the strongest from this banner, and pretty easy to build considering he already comes with really nice skills like Quick Riposte. I think the new heroes are pretty great, and not being limited units mean their skills will become more available, so we might see more units with Chill Pulse in Arena, and Mia's Flashing Blade also looks really cool. So yeah, that was it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. Here are some of my regular Arena videos if you're interested. Here are some of my Arena Assault videos. And here is some of my other content. Please consider liking, commenting or subscribing. And see you next time. Bye!